big are
Can
they?
you
How big
see?
are they?
Can you see
Yes,
them
I
now?
can see your golf clubs. Yes, they're in the frame.
They're in frame.
Jake.
That's the thumbnail. I don't know.
You're very excited about it.
I don't
You're very
know.
excited about your golf clubs.
Alex, I'm looking to put together a little. I had this idea with the office. The office right now, it's my office, but it's also like man cave on the side here. Lisa has
Sure.
her space. I've got my space. I love my wife, my weekly appreciation of my wife. And so I had the idea. I was like, what if we do AstroTurf in the office? The whole thing,
In your
the
little
whole thing,
office.
and you're like, it's like already not a huge room. You already have a desk and like your office and a cave. You're like, but I could also probably golf in here too. Alex, I could just be putting around. I could be putting around. I got the standing desk. I could be putting and standing. I could be on calls and be like, no, John, we can't get the proposal through. There's not an MSA on earth that includes the kind of amendments you want. This is bullshit. And then I'm just putting there.
Did the SDR fuck us on this? We got to get this thing across the finish line. Okay.
We got to.
Look, the ink's still wet. Okay. The ink's wet right now. We got to wait till it dries before I contact. We did a 30, 60, 90.
Clink.
Okay.
Clink. What is that clinking? Sorry, I'm just putting in the glass cup. Welcome to Going Yard. This is the pod.
Woo!
There we go. We're in
there,
it,
baby.
We're doing it.
Welcome back.
Alex and I
We missed you.
We vigorously refuse to talk about sports here, and here we go.
Mhm.
I feel like we've been on a little bit of a ripper, Alex, since the football season ended. We've been really just kind of day in the lifing it with the pod.
Just a ripping and a tearing, baby. Just a ripping and a tearing. I don't know.
I will say some of these episodes, I feel like they're more evergreen now. You know, it doesn't really matter when you listen to them. It's not like a sports podcast where it's like it's ripe for a couple days, and then as soon as the game's over, it's on to the next one.
The vine is long for these ones. The vine is very long. Stays ripe for quite some time.
It really does.
Before we change. I want to say off the top, if you hear any weird printing in the background, the 3D printer is going in the background. So that's
we're
what
back.
that is.
Back
Randall's
to our
got a
roots,
little project
Alex.
going.
Yeah,
He made a little
like
dragon.
He hasn't done this since like the fall last year. He's like
spring
back.
is upon us. The bear has heard
awoken.
That the snow has thawed, the ice has thawed, and he's coming out of the cave and projects
to print to 3D print.
Yeah.
3D print honey. That's incredible.
Some jars of honey. Yeah.
You know, we were doing that whole corporate America bit there. I was in the shower earlier, went for a walk. It was in the shower, and I don't know what it was. There was this blast from the past in this just massive like power play corporate America move when I was at my old employer, a big Fortune 500 company, and I hadn't thought about it in like 3-4 years, and it just, for whatever reason, just came flooding back to me, where there was this guy. I was still like just a baby recruiter, and and actually at this point I was
little tadpole in the pond.
I'd come through. I was doing business development, so I was getting out of recruiting into business development, and I was the first time in LA. I found this client, and I'm just trying to figure out the deal, what's going on. This client had just, expressed interest in our services. And so I was talking internally with people, and I didn't realize all the internal politics that go on. Like what ended up happening, I put it into the system as like, this company's interested. I had a guy, I was in Los Angeles. I had a guy in New York call me and go, hey, big guy, this isn't, no. I've got a flight from JFK. I'm halfway to the airport. I'm going to talk to the Takagawa account, I'm already on it. It's
Not the
like,
Takagawa account. Oh my
yeah,
God.
just I made up some bullshit, like
Yeah,
some random account, and I was just so like at that time bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I was like, oh, that's exciting. You're flying out here, like that's
All
cool.
eyes. All eyes. He was
Yeah,
also in LA.
and like I think back on that time, and it's just like I feel like quietly I was just cut out of this deal. Like it was just like something where like I didn't know any better at the time. I'm like, hey, going to my boss, and I'm going to other people. I'm like, hey guys, like got this big account. It feels like a pretty big deal. And like in the background, there's just this fucking like, you know, 20-year veteran coming in from New York to just fucking cut me out and cut my throat. She's like, all right, cool guys.
Love the big guy too. He goes, hey, big guy, take a big step back.
Yeah,
And
I'm already on the flight. I'm like, okay, oh wow, cool. Well, I guess you do have dibs, I
nice.
suppose.
All right.
You're on the
All right,
flight,
fella.
I guess so. Oh,
You're reminding me of one time between jobs. This was many, many years ago. Between jobs, also in LA there, I was switching health insurances. And have you had this experience where I don't know what I clicked on? Some sort of provider for health insurance. And so it gets pushed out to all the reps. This guy gets me on the phone and he immediately goes, you're going to get a lot. Listen to me. You're going to get a lot of calls coming in right now. You gotta decline all of those. Okay. You don't want those calls. This is what you need. And then he put me on the line, and I did get a bunch of calls, and, he was clearly a bunch of reps fighting for one insurance policy, my insurance policy.
yeah.
And he was so abrasive, and it just really turned me off to the health insurance sale game.
There
Just like,
is nothing worse than a very hungry younger person that's just running off a script.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They just watched Wolf of Wall Street. They're fired up.
Yep.
They want to be on the other line, trying to feel like they bent someone over. They got a deal across.
Yep.
Boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that's a few things worse than that. Few things worse than that. Just going all in. Well, how's the week been, dude? I mean, I know we got together here, but I feel like it's been a spring's opening up, a little walking action.
Spring is here. Dude, it's hot right now, dude. Right now, it is like 80 nearly. It's like, realistically, it's like 78 right now, something like that. But it's wild. That feels, after the winter we had, that feels like 100 degrees right now to me.
I know.
You know
the crazy thing too, I was actually just chatting with Mom about this, where making a transition from the West Coast to the East Coast, and it's like in my head, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold, Jake. You got to be ready. You got to layer up. But what I realized, it's not that it's cold. It's the fact that it changes. Everything is changing so quickly, and you got to pivot. Like today, like you mentioned, beautiful day. I was all bundled up. I'm going for a walk. I'm like a block in. I am sweating bullets. And it's like, that's the difference when it's like a constant thing versus you got to be agile. Like I don't even mind the cold.
Your toes.
It's just the change of everything. You got to be ready.
I'm looking at the weather app today. It's like we're in the 70s, and we get a bunch of rain. It goes down to the 60s. Then next week, next Wednesday, there's a snow warning. What?
Whoa.
There's a snow warning next Wednesday? What
Crazy.
on earth? Like, it's just like, it's just back and forth and back and forth. It reminded me of when we first got to we were young pups, and we were in Arizona. We were in college, and everybody would I know you were doing Frisbee at that time.
Sure was. Ultimate Frisbee.
With all the guys, we'd go, you pop your shirt off. You go, you're going to want to pop that top. You're going to want to pop that top.
Yeah, that's right.
You're going to want to pop that top.
That's when we were hitting the gym, and it was always pool season, always pool season.
Pool season.
Poppin' Tops. Oh my gosh. I remember vividly because a lot of out-of-staters, we all kind of grouped together in the hot desert air where it was just cooking us, but it was dry and it would get cold at night. And I remember vividly loving the jeans with flip-flop look, and Tanner absolutely hated it. He couldn't be more upset with the fact that you're like, what do you pick one? Either you're warm and you're doing shorts and flip flops, or your jeans and shoes. What are you doing?
Tanner has a badge and a pension. Tanner has a badge and a pension for the fashion police. He has been on the fashion police for quite some time. He judged me very heavily because he was my random roommate freshman year of college. So we stalked each other before we roomed with each other. And he judged me so hard because I had long baggy basketball shorts and like Air Force Ones that were beat up, like to the point where you couldn't see my ankles hard, like you could barely see my shins. I mean, is how long my basketball shorts were and how big and baggy they were. He was mortified by this and was like, he zoomed in on a picture and screenshotted it and then would show me that and just shame me in front of people. Like he would be like, look at this. How could you do that? And he's like, who were you? He goes, now that I'm so happy I met you, I know who you are, because initially I thought I hated you. He goes, thank God I got to know you, and this was just one mistake.
You set the bar low.
That tracks that he would. Yeah, that's right. You come in low expectations.
People are like, who's this? And then
undersell, over deliver. That's been our brand for years.
Under promise, over deliver. The whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
That is funny. I did want to go back on something we chatted about last week. You brought up the medieval fighting. And and so I actually was messaging with Kyle. Buddy Kyle, he was texting in, and
can I refresh for the listener that maybe didn't listen to the last podcast? This was an outing that Jake and his friends went to, and you got pretty sauced up. You mentioned you got very drunk. You pre-gamed
pretty hard,
and it was marketed as a medieval sort of UFC. Is that kind of, am I on in
pretty
the ballpark
much?
there?
Yeah, pretty much. There was a ring.
And so you texted our group chat from back on the East Coast, and you're like excited for this medieval kind of UFC, but then you sent the videos, and it looked like a Kimbo Slice backyard fight from early 2000s, and so. Yeah. So you said you had follow-up. So that's kind of what it was. So what changed from now and last podcast now?
So unbelievably, Alex, if you can imagine the bar that held this in a parking lot in Los Angeles.
The gravel parking lot,
in a gravel. Believe it or not, Alex, if you can wrap your head around this, they ended up closing. Can you imagine?
No.
Yeah. I have been told we may have gone to the last medieval fight in a parking lot in Los Angeles. Yeah. So real bummer.
Man. I would say, what happened? Did they get their liquor license removed? But I imagine they never had it in the first place.
There was actually a ball and chain that went through a glass window, and they had to
one of the masons.
There was actually, unfortunately, a battering ram that went through one of the neighboring cars, so they got their license revoked.
Terrible! Too many horses were crapping on the sidewalk, I think, leading up to it, as people got to the venue.
Yeah, there was a couple of bush knights that were camping out and just contributing to the homeless population. So it really, really was a poor scene. But he was texting, and fun update. He's doing the coolest thing. I showed you right before that email.
Mm-hmm. It is very cool.
For another buddy, Ken and him, both movie guys, both producers, both editing. they, for their friends' bachelor parties, would make short films. Now, they showed us an example of someone that did they basically did like a 20-minute 30 for 30 about their friend getting married and his addiction to fantasy football. And it was basically the whole group chat. That whole group got together and they premiered it at the bachelor party. And so he laid out an entire premise for a movie. They had the whole, felt like a show Bible. They had casting, they had roles, they had motivations, they had questions to incorporate about your relationship to the bachelor. Oh my God. Just so pumped for it. So pumped. It's going to be
Also,
a blast.
what a great best man. I recently just did your bachelor party, and I feel like after hearing that, I'm like, wow, I did no work at all. I like the amount of work that he's putting into this to make this
What,
is
Alex?
gonna
You
be,
couldn't just make a short film for me?
I know, dude.
Now,
My
I will
bad.
say that is their job. They're in the biz. This is just a fun workaround. You know what I mean?
Now, I will say there was a disclaimer in that email about we can't let Ken hear this, so I think we should keep it.
Well, no,
vague.
he can't know the premise. He can't know.
Okay, so we won't get into the premise. Okay,
he knows he's made the movies in the past, so he knows a movie's coming.
Good.
He's usually the one that helps make it. But
so
as far as the premise,
right.
we're not sharing. So we're good. We're in the clear.
Good. Okay, good. There's a moment where I was like, did we spill the beans?
Yeah. No, I think we're
beans.
He knows this is going to be the movie, which is good. But that'll be a blast. It's bringing me. That could be something maybe we update too. It's good. Actually, you know what? This is dragging. I apologize for putting you on blast here, but whatever happened with that Tom Brady thing or whatever? Do you remember that? We were talking about that on the pod.
Oh, one verse like 30?
Yeah, or something.
Yeah, well, they filmed it. I didn't get selected. I think that was obvious, but that was for it was haters. It was like 10 haters versus one fan. Was like,
you're not a hater, Alex. You're not a hater.
I know, and I honestly
maybe if it was
relieved.
Maybe if it was likers versus fans, you would have had it.
Well, it was Celtics. Remember, Celtics was the one that I could do, and that was
That's right.
And so it was like I had to be like a Jason Tatum hater.
Right.
And you're right. I don't like roasting. I'm not a big hater. It's not my bread and butter,
Yeah. Too kind. That's been the some of the critiques of the show were too positive about the Philly sports fandom.
Well, fuck them and fuck you, Jake.
That's right. That's right. We've got the anger. It's just pointed at random silly things.
It leaks. It leaks out on monster trucks and the grave digger.
Oh my gosh.
Remember
what a
that?
bit. We do have to go check out some Gravedigger type of. We should check it out because the tickets have to be cheap. That's not a big.
And I think we need a Phillies experience podcast too, where we talk about our experience going to a Phillies game.
I threw it in the group chat. I'm trying to get the boys mobilized.
Mobilize them. Yeah, it is tough. We're at that age where the boys are less mobile. The boys are less mobile. The boys.
With the
bebés.
That's right.
And they've got weddings and things like that.
But Alex, everyone wants to be the guy at the baseball game with the baby in the hand and they catch the foul ball. Everyone's going wild. That's how I'm pitching it. That's how I'm pitching it to the gang.
Yeah.
You gotta make some core memories to share with your little trooper.
Big selling point. You were really selling that. What was it? A Schwarber Sunday or something
Schwarbomb
like
Sundays. Schwarbomb Sundays. They I don't know what the hell they did. They deep fry peanut butter and jelly and then shove it in your face with some ice cream. And I said, "Whoa,
incredible.
I'll take two."
Take it. Yeah.
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 So that'll be real nice. Really looking forward. Would love that. You know what else? Speaking of tickets to Gravediggers, tickets to sporting events,
Mm-hmm.
I did a little sneaky weaky little action here.
What'd you
I
do?
Before I moved from LA, I got in to the submission for the 2028 LA Olympics tickets.
Really?
So I just got a confirmation email saying there's a window beginning of April, tomorrow that we're filming and then we're recording here, and then into beginning of the month where you can buy up to 12 tickets for different events. There's a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of different events.
Mm-hmm.
So um, you can buy up to 12, and because LA residents, they're giving them priority or at least like a selected pool to select from so that there's less congestion in the city, but at least a priority for the people. So anyway, I could be in the running here. I gotta start perusing some Olympic events for 2028. Can go visit some
Yeah.
friends, catch up with
Yeah, we
them,
got
make a little
friends.
trip of it.
Sleep on a couch. Yeah, sleep on somebody's couch, so it's not one of those
Uh,
crazy expensive Airbnbs, you know?
mm-hmm.
That would be pretty
Well,
pretty
it'll be
slick.
nuts. It'll definitely be nuts pricing wise, just because the Olympics, there's gonna be so many people booking to stay in the
The
city.
flights. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why like if you could stay with a
everything.
friend or something, a friend you could
Maybe we,
potentially make it a little cheaper, you know?
yeah, maybe we make a full trip of it. Maybe we go up, see some friends in Sacktown, take the train down,
Whoa.
do a little,
What
I
about
don't
we go to
know.
Arizona? We pop over to Arizona?
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
What? If you're
Go to
bringing up
Arizona.
Sacktown, you know, if we're going to Sacktown,
Yeah.
Sacktown's just as
I
far,
know.
right?
That's true. That's
We go
right.
to Big Zona. We go to the big
Yeah.
zones. We go back
Zones.
to the preheated oven where it all started, you
Oh,
know?
we
Pop
get
those
the
tops.
jeans, the flip flops, pop the
Yeah.
tops.
We get a
We
little
get it
pop,
ready
little
to
pop those
roll.
tops. Little pop
Alex, do you
those
think
top.
Summer Olympic? What do you
Mm-hmm.
think? What are your top 2 to 3 events you'd want to see?
100-yard dash. 100-yard dash. I want
Okay, good one.
the
Good one.
high jump or pole vault, maybe. And I want to be by the pool. I want to be. I
I
want
was
to see
just gonna
Phelps.
say,
I
yeah,
want to
you
see
got to
Phelps,
swim. You got to do swimming.
and so maybe it's like a medley. Maybe it's like a medley. We get to see all the strokes. You know, we get to see all the strokes in one race. It's a medley
Yeah,
race. It's a
it's like
relay.
yes. You do each
We're
leg is a
getting we're getting
different
the smell
stroke.
of the chlorine in our
Oh
face.
yeah.
We get hit with a couple. We're in the splash zone.
Mm-hmm.
USA, USA. We're doing that a lot.
Ah.
And we're
Oh
yelling.
yeah.
I don't know. Like Phelps doesn't do it anymore, but we would learn. Maybe at gymnastics, I'm thinking of Simone Biles. I'm thinking of some of the
Mm,
goats that we could see before they retire. Maybe Simone's still doing it.
yeah,
You know,
that would be
2028.
cool. The rings, or the two bars. I love
Mm-hmm.
it's the changed low level, high level bars where they flip from one to the other. That
Yeah.
would be breathtaking in person to watch someone just flipping around and just freaking out. Or there's the what's that horse one where they kind of, it's not an actual horse. It's the thing they jump on. But they do have equestrian, I think.
Oh,
Uh
where they kind of zip around
it's like a
that.
saddle. Yes. And
Mm-hmm.
they swing around it. I forget what
Mm-hmm.
that's called, but that would be a cool one. I like I like the ones, I'm trying to think of, like it kind of depends on who the athletes are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Phelps
Yeah.
made swimming incredible. Simone
Yeah.
Biles made gymnastics incredible. You know, like
Yeah.
it kind of just depends. Do you hear that in the background?
I certainly do. It's pretty loud
Okay.
and it's alarming. It's
Ah,
alarming.
there you go.
Ah!
There you go.
it's
Nice.
it's
Yeah,
alarming that hopefully our country we can cheer for them in 2028.
I know.
We can really be
Well,
proud and
I
cheer for
know.
something
Well,
that we
I do
fingers
think
crossed.
the Olympics. I personally feel like is a good equalizing neutral ground. I feel like everything it stands for is great. I hope it's a healing thing.
Unifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
So
And
that would be cool.
that'd be a cool event to go to. Like you said, I think, wait a minute, Jake, don't they have flag football now in 2028?
Holy shit, they do.
Jake, and none of the international folks are going to give a shit because it's like an American thing sport.
That's right. That's right.
So we could probably get pretty good seats because it'll be lightly attended, is my guess.
Yeah.
Jake, let's sign up for it. Huh?
Whoa.
Let's compete. Huh?
Yeah.
Let's compete.
Okay. What does that put me at? 34 years old? Prime of my life.
Yeah.
Prime of my life. That would be great.
Sure. I think we start training now. Yeah.
Well, we've got this.
Buzzy feet, go. You know?
And buzzy feet, go. That's right. Well, we've got this, and then we've got our St. Andrew's outing on the docket, too.
When we're 50.
Now, do you think 50 or 45? Because
50. I need more time.
Okay.
I need the 5 years.
Okay.
To practice.
Either way, we still have like over a decade, but that's fine.
Yeah.
You need the extra 5.
I need it. Jake, I need it.
All right.
I'm going to need it.
All right.
This thing's a little broken
I got
right
the
now.
clubs in the back here, so
oh my God. Here we go again.
I could do 45.
Here we go again.
All right.
Here we go again. Trying to knock off 5 years. Jake, we should probably put our names in now, by the way.
Is that really how long it takes? Is like a decade?
I don't know, but no, we need like 15 year wait lists.
Well, the pod will be so famous 18. By that point, Alex, that we can just kind of
like cachet.
We can just ask. Yeah, we can just ask someone, and they'll be like, "Absolutely,
right." It's only going to become famous if our listeners like, comment, subscribe, and share this podcast. If they were to do that, Jake, maybe we could make these dreams come true.
What do they need to do, Alex?
They need to comment, and subscribe. Maybe even share these podcasts on any platform they like. Like I've said before, it's your disco. You choose your platform, right? And you go and you choose your platforms. And you share, comment, like, and subscribe in any way you please. You know? Anyway, we're trying to get funded, baby. We're trying to get sponsorships by the end of the year. I'm already thinking Brooks Brothers with all the running we're doing. Huh, Jake? Not Brooks Brothers. Brooks the shoe. Brooks Brothers would be actually, we could do Brooks Brothers now that I say it, because we're brothers.
Yeah, that's cool.
Brooks is the shoe company. Brooks Brothers, I believe, is like suits and ties, like a men's warehouse.
Is Brooks pretty good? You're not like a Nike guy. You're not like an Asics kind of running. Brooks is the one.
I'm so happy you asked, Jake. Brooks are my favorite brand. I've never felt anything on my foot as soft as a Brooks sole. Do I have sole? Some would question that. You know what they never question is the sole on a Brooks shoe. A Brooks shoe makes me run faster, makes me run longer, harder, and it makes me enjoy it the whole time. I run 5 to 10 miles. I'm training for marathons and ultra marathons. Does a Brooks shoe care? No. It just gets me from point A to point B. Brooks.
I love the cadence.
See? Come on.
I love the cadence. The cadence is great.
That's my, I'm selling, I'm doing an ad read voice. That's my ad read voice.
Brooks use locally sourced materials in all their products. we need like what I could do is I'll just do like a really quick sped up little disclaimer thing with all the, I guess that's more.
We should also write this ahead of time too. If we do get
sponsorship. Alex, why start now? Start now? Stream of consciousness.
It's got to feel. It's got to feel conversational.
It's got to feel conversational. It's got to feel conversational. While I sip my polar drink.
Seltzer.
This polar seltzer. Okay. Anyway,
it'll make your whites whiter. Your brights
brighter. Yeah, there we go. We had a couple of those that were pretty spot on. Now, I did want to mention a couple things. Top of the pod here as we're getting ramped up, but we did our little outing. Phillies Sixers. You got to check out the new upgrades in the place. What did you think? Yeah.
Love it's crucial because Jake, it's like a busy corner, which is really cool. You get to look out the window and see people walking by. You get to see life happening,
Yeah.
but you want some
That's
privacy
right.
sometimes. So you just got the curtains, the blackout curtains. They're
Yeah.
huge. And I assume, yeah, Lisa probably did, set up the Starry Night lights. Really,
Ah,
really cool. Because
you
then you
kidding
got
me,
the
Alex? That was all
gaming.
me. That was all me.
Oh,
I
no, that
told
was
her,
got to be
babe,
LJ.
we do not, no. We do not get the living room up and running without Starry Night. No, it's pretty rad. I do still have to set up the Alexa because I've got her set up at the moment where she turns on living room lights, she turns on the tower, she turns on specific things, but I need to
Mhm.
set them up for the stars. I just want to call them the stars. And that way I can be like, Alexa, turn on the stars. And then our ceiling lights up. So
You're
that'll be
reminding
powerful.
me of Jim Carrey and Bruce Almighty when he
Oh,
pulls the
yeah.
moon closer and he ties it
Nice.
on and he ding 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 with
Ding,
all the little
ding, ding.
stars to make it a little
Yeah.
brighter. That's kind of you right there. That's kind of your
Oh,
Bruce
yeah.
Almighty moment when you set up
Uh
Alexa to do the stars in your apartment there. And with that, you had the blue backlighting. So
huh.
blue backlighting, so gaming, and that's kind of
Yeah.
coming up. You get a little blue mixed on to the sky of the ceiling.
Well, the color
It's
changes
a
too.
nice setup.
You can change the colors.
Mm-hmm.
It can
Mm-hmm.
really, whatever your vibe is. I believe actually.
Fire red.
Yes, it's like Stranger Things. It's that red ominous glow in the title. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there's a setting where you can put it to either music or the show you're watching, and the colors like change.
Yeah. Al
Which is
Al
kind of
showed me
wild.
that once. Al showed me that once, and I could do about 10 minutes of that. And then
Oh no!
and then it
Little
was like
epilepsy
Marvel. It was like,
kicking in.
yeah, it was like Marvel because it matched the colors coming off of the screen. And it was
Yeah,
like a Marvel action scene that we
yeah.
watched. And it was like a rainbow vomited on the wall. It
Yeah,
was a lot of colors coming fast and furious.
a lot
I
of
was just like,
blinking. Yeah,
it was cool, but it was cool. I can't deny that. But it was a little bit too much for me.
it
I'll
might have
just
been the
keep like a
scene. It might have
soft
been
back.
yeah, like it might be a little bit different if you're watching golf or something. It's just like
Yeah, that's true. That's
it's like
true.
a
Yeah, something
chill. It's
slower.
like a similar. Yeah, it just kind of
Golf's a
gradually
great
changes.
example. Yeah, golf is a great example where that would
It
be
just
nice and
changes
relaxing.
slightly.
Hmm.
I haven't watched golf in a while. I should probably. It's a good background thing.
It
You
is,
know.
and I think this was a comedian that has this joke, but I believe they bring in fake bird noises and they put fake bird noises in the back, and
That's
somebody
right. Didn't someone call
was some
in and they
and
complained?
complain. Yeah, they're like they're not indigenous to that area. Why
Yeah,
would a and
a
so
swallow be in that area.
right.
Yeah,
I think it was some comedian has this joke or something. Is I think where I'm pulling this from. So
yeah.
anyway, that's always in the back of my head now when I watch.
That's so funny.
I'm like, is that real? Is it not real? I don't
Yeah.
know anymore.
It's a
Um,
bummer when some of the movie magic is, that you're, pulled behind the curtain a little bit and you're just kind of
yeah,
like, um, all right, well, it's
shit.
all
The
contrived
Wizard of Oz.
bullshit.
Yeah, the Wizard of Oz is just a little man behind a
Yeah.
curtain. Damn,
Yeah.
shit.
Um, we
Yeah,
also got,
but yeah,
the
I was gonna
setup.
say your place. Yeah, the setup, and you got the breakfast nook set up. You got the nook
Yeah. You
all
like
set
that?
up.
That
Yeah.
is super pumped for it. You've got the little Nook action where we just put in a little national parks photo above it, and then the benches open up to have some storage underneath. But I'm
Hmm.
very excited for like coffee, little breakfast, or even if I'm like messed around on my laptop, I just want to change the scenery. I can just
Hmm.
go into the kitchen area, grab a snack, just kind of like nice little chill out area.
It does.
It's
It feels like
got
a
the little
coffee
bench.
shop, a little coffee
Yeah.
shop table, you know?
Yeah. And
Which is
so,
great because you're across the street from an actual coffee shop too. So you got
yeah,
a
we're
little
trying to steal business from them. That's right.
Yeah.
But so that's a very cool vibe. Never had a Nook before. Feels great. Love it. Everything about it. Pretty rad. Now the fun thing, the national parks, we got it's a big map of the country and where all of the national parks are on the map. And it's a cork board, so you can kind of put your pins on as to where you've been. Now, we ended up getting this at the Newtown hardware store. They actually sold it there. So we went in there. They are I mean, I can't remember if we talked about this on the pod or not, but the
Mm-hmm.
cookies? Have you talked about
Oh
this?
yeah. I don't know.
Oh,
I can kind of dive into it here. We have a long-standing
yeah.
history with the Newtown hardware store. I believe our grandfather Opa, he
Worked there.
worked part-time
Yeah.
after he worked at the steel mill.
Yeah.
He kind of like partially retired, but he still wanted to kind of work, and so he worked part-time at the Newtown hardware store.
Yeah.
And then our dad went there all the time for construction and stuff like that. So, big Newtown hardware store people. But the owner, his wife, I believe it was during COVID, started making cookies,
Yeah.
and part of the proceeds go to like a local charity,
Yeah.
which is great. But they're like really good homemade cookies.
Oh
They're
my
like,
God.
and they
Dude,
sell them at the hardware store. So now
it was
best
funny.
cookies in town are at the hardware
Yeah,
store.
they were joking. They were joking that they were like, yeah, best selling thing in Newtown hardware are the cookies. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
you can tell it's scaling because they have bought the industrial size freezers with the clear glass. So you can just look in and see all these different types of cookies. By the way, I
Mm-hmm.
clocked this immediately. The peanut butter, there was only a couple left. I think they sell out pretty quick of the peanut butter. Now, I did mention that you could also get just the dough if you wanted, but yeah, we walk in there. It is funny though. The one lady that works there, we went in there and all we need, because we're assembling all these things, the breakfast nook, we're just all the furniture is getting in, we're getting complimentary pieces. It's a lot of assembling. It's a lot of reassembling after the move. So there's a lot of like screws and nails and random things that we need. And you can go and you can buy an individual screw. And it gets to the point where they're so nice. They're just like, oh, don't worry, it's on the house. You bought cookies, don't worry. And they just give you the screw. And
Can
so
I just say I try to do the same, but usually on Tinder I try to get an individual screw one at a time.
there you
But
go.
that's
Bada
just me.
bing. Boom,
Bada
baby.
bing!
Oh, oh.
Anyway, Dice Clay's gone. Okay, go
Nice
back
guy.
to you.
Well, let me just tell you, the one woman that works there, I don't think it's the wife, I think it's another lady. She is just she's just like, her hair is just on fire. Every time I go in there, I've been in there like 3 separate times now, and she is just buzzing around. She's buzzing
Okay,
around,
so
and
she's not a redhead. Okay, you mean
no.
she's okay. Okay, see,
Yeah,
it's like a
no.
euphemism.
No,
Mhm.
I just meant for her general demeanor is as if there's
Frantic. She's
something going
yeah.
on. Something going on. And I gotta, what do you need? What do you need? I can help you. Yeah. Oh, someone's here. Someone's here. Let me help. Can I help you? Okay. Oh, you want the national parks? They have the baseball stadiums. Do you like the baseball? They've got a bunch of these. They've got NFL stadiums. They have
Can I
all
buy
these
this
different
one
maps.
screw? Can I just buy
They
this
have,
one screw, please? Or
well, if you got
no?
if you want the one screw, you actually,
Huh?
I hope, let me look if it's numeric or if it's the metric system. We beat the metric system years ago. We don't even need it.
Uh,
And hopefully you don't need it
I
because guess what? We don't have any
what?
measurements here. And let me
Oh,
look at the screw. I can measure it. She went in, she measured this thing on the scale. She then goes to like 3 different racks. By the way, we were already browsing. We were already pretty close to identifying which the screw was. And she came in, inserted herself, took the screw from us, puts it in the measuring thing, rifles through like 5 or 6 different shelves, is pulling out different boxes, ends up finding 2 or 3 different screws where they're similar. She's like, these could work. You're going to have to, you know what? Take them both. Let me know which work. And
She's a professional. She's a professional.
Well, there was quite a few times we were very nervous she was going to drop the screw and lose the original and we wouldn't know. So we were worried about that, about the whole duration. And then we were also worried about, she gave us 2 just other versions. She's like, let me know what works. And we get home and neither of them worked. And
after all that.
Yeah. So turns out, Alex, there was only one loose screw, and it was the employee. Bada bang! Dice! All right. No, but it was funny. Luckily, we had just a jar. It happened to be in a jar that was the screw we needed.
At your house? Or over at Newtown?
At our house.
Good. Yeah. You had, I think you actually, when I came over there, you gave me one of the last cookies in the Newtown Hardware cookies, and they were delightful. That's when we were doing the double header. We did the Phillies Sixers.
Phillies Sixers, little gaming action on top of it. We were getting into it. We were getting into it. They sure didn't. Or they went exactly how you'd expect them to go. Yeah. Nothing like a doubleheader between the Phillies getting blown out 10-2 and the Sixers with all their healthy starters losing to Tyler Hero and the Miami Heat.
Yeah, Bam Adebayo coming back after his 82-point massacre.
I know.
Yeah, is it too many screens? Because we had 3 screens going.
It was a lot.
So it was a lot.
Lisa came in and she's like, "Oh, okay, this is what we're doing.
This is fun. Right. Yeah, this is fun." Now, I will say, part of it's like you barely look at the Phillies game, so you're not really looking at that screen. That's just like you take tabs on that, but you don't really watch.
Yeah, you just take a look. You glance over from time to time.
And then the basketball game, we're streaming it. And then during the commercials, you're not watching, right?
No,
so
just the audio. No. It's an auditory experience. You can check in as the commentators alert you to some action, catch the replay, catch some fun in transition dunk or whatever,
Yeah. So I think for us, that was a good amount for that occasion, but I will say this isn't something new, and it's something I've thought about a lot. And I don't think it's just me. I think it's a common occurrence with folks. How many screens is too much? Because you've also got, you could add, you check your phone. Yeah. You get a laptop out while you're watching TV, and then your phone. That's 3 screens right there,
Yeah.
You get a tablet involved. Maybe you get 2 gaming computer monitors or something, how many screens is too many? That's my question.
You know what I've had this, I've had like a long week. I had like a long week. I've been on the phone, been talking to clients and stuff like that. I just want to shut down. I want to be, I don't want to be talking anymore. I've been talking the whole week. It's a Friday. I just want to go into like a dark area, game out, maybe listen to a podcast. Now, what I've noticed, to your point here, there's been times it's been a long session. It's getting late at night. It's 10, 11 at night. It's been a couple hours of playing or whatever. And I just feel this weird disassociation of like, I'm tired. Maybe I had a couple drinks or something. And it's like, my mind is like, there's a moment where it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Like we're listening to something else, but I'm looking at something else, and I've been juggling for like a few hours now. And I'm just, I'm done. I'm done doing 2 activities, and my mind is just like, fucking, you're splitting us. You're splitting us. Like, fucking take a break. Take a break.
I relate to this a lot. I've found I almost wean off of it throughout the same night, where I go from the 3 screen method, then I go down to 2 screens, and then I go to bed watching 1 screen.
Okay.
Where it's like, where you give yourself, this was, I want to properly give context and credit to, I think it was Sean Syed on the Philly special. he's got like a movie corner, and I really respect and enjoyed this point that he made where when you're watching the movie, you got to give yourself to the movie. You got to give yourself over to the movie. And I like thinking of it that way, where normally I think most of us are like, I got to check my phone. There's like the short attention span. But then when I remind myself, no, just you're in the movie. Use your imagination, pretend you're actually there. No matter how bad this movie is. I watched a movie with Dad the other day. It was horrible. It was a terrible action movie. But I gave myself over to the movie.
Yeah.
And it was this old action movie. It had old chapters. It was absolutely ridiculous. There was an old guy that got kept over the war lines, and he's in the Soviet Union, right? And he has this little house that was his and his family lived in, but all his family died. It's just him. He is this like Grizzly Adams type character that takes apart this whole log cabin log by log and puts the logs on the back of this truck. And the logs are the only thing he cares about in this life. That's all he has left in this life.
Cabin
is the cabin. And so he's driving this big rig, and this guy, he could hunt. He could shoot things. He could fix the truck. He can handle heavy machinery.
And you're living it. You are this guy.
I'm this guy.
You're there.
He's dirty and he's got a dog. And he's dirty. He's got the dog in the shotgun of the truck carrying the logs in the Soviet Union, and he's got to get back home to like, I think it was like Sweden or Finland or some sort of Nordic country. And he's trying to get his stuff and his home back.
This is espionage, yes?
He was like a
I love the
enemy
long
lines.
silence.
Because he had this skill set to be an espionage, but it wasn't hidden by any way. Jake, at one point, imagine like Rambo, how like one guy kills a whole army by himself. That was this guy. He's like killing people from the truck. It makes really no sense. He shoots at one point. He turns around in the cabin. There's a bunch of motorcycles chasing him. He shoots one hitch off of the support beam that's connecting just like the top logs. So perfectly, after he shoots this little hitch off, perfectly 2 or 3 logs fall down, and the bike that was speeding up, it makes a ramp, and they shoot over top of the whole truck.
Were these
and then
his
like
logs?
Explode.
Were they his
These
logs?
were his logs, but they stayed connected somehow. But they
okay.
Then he goes, Jake. He goes off of the road, and there's military grade stuff firing at him this whole time. He goes off of the cliffs of Dover. It looks like these huge cliffs, like off the cliffs. All the logs go in the water. This is like the middle point of the movie where all is lost and our hero is drowning. The dog, we think, is drowning and dead. We're like, this is bad. This is bleak. All his wood that he cares about, all of his home, his logs in the water. This guy somehow he swims to the top. Obviously, he rescues the dog and throws him on one board, right? Then he cuts off the rest of the hitches. All the logs float up to the top, and he slowly, one by one, he gets all these logs back on shore. And he gets an old tank. There's this old beaten down tank. Now he's driving a tank, Jake. He's driving a tank down, and he's got like the turret going.
Yeah.
All that to say, Jake, he gets on a train, he kills a bunch of people, he gets hung like Christ, and he's got a blade that he sticks a blade inside his skin to hide so he can sneak the blade through people. Then he gets the blade out, he kills somebody. This guy confesses his plan like a Bond villain confesses their plan before they're follow through with it all. He says, I was the guy that killed your family, and I was the guy that did this all, and I'm gonna kill you. And then Anyway, he blows a rocket in his face somehow, and he literally shoots him off into like space. It was wild and bonkers, and I lived through it all, Jake.
I was going to say,
I was
Alex,
in it all.
I'm one, captivated. Two,
Yeah.
giving you permission to check your phone next time. I think you needed another 2 or 3 screens there. You could have got your laptop out. You could have got a projector. But from the sound of that storyline, you could have.
It was wacky. It was wacky, and Dad and I are drinking whiskey.
What's the name? Do we know the name? Let's get the listeners.
I'm going to look it up. I'm going to look it up. Sorry, Sisu.
So
it's Sisu.
Sure.
Sisu Road to Revenge 2025. You can get this.
Oh my
Here
God,
it is.
this is like a recent movie.
Is a Finnish concept representing extraordinary determination and grit. So that's what Sisu means. So it's Finnish. So he's a Finnish guy, okay? And okay, so let's look at this.
Finnish. I thought you were saying
Finnish, like Finland.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
like Finland. Sorry. I see that. Sorry, it's actually 2022 that it came out. I'm sorry. So 2022.
Whoa, what? Come on, dude.
Is
You're jerking us around.
Sisu. Oh, no. So did I watch a second one? Oh, so it's maybe. So Road to Revenge is the second one in 2025.
So you watched unknowingly the sequel?
Yeah, I did. Now that I'm looking at it.
You're like, none of this makes any sense. What the hell?
Jake, I'll be honest, there's not a lot to get, and they give you chapters like it's a book. It is very old school filmmaking, which I kind of liked.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of like dialogue. You're just watching like crazy explosion.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks like, wow, it was a sequel now that I'm looking at it. It was called Sisu.
That's hysterical.
Sisu.
Alex,
and it's this really old guy.
Do you remember going to see The Hobbit in that brand new theater on Mill Avenue?
God, I'll never forget. Yeah, I'll never forget.
The first thing you said when you got out?
I hated it. Yeah.
I
hated it.
Like my favorite top 5 rants by you was
Hobbit. Well,
Hobbit 1.
Because I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
You didn't know it was a trilogy.
Thought,
yeah.
And the whole Hobbit movie is like a movie trailer for the Lord of the Rings. They're just like getting ready to go on the adventure. We're going to get ready to go on the adventure. We're going to go on the adventure. You guys ready? We got the team assembled. You ready to go on the adventure? And then credits roll. And it's like fun. Like I was, all we did the whole time was get the band together. And then there was no action. I was so angry at that. And that was on me. Yeah.
I forget who it was. I feel bad. We were just chatting about Lord of the Rings, and that's like the first, like The Hobbit is a book. They have then the Two Towers. They have the Fellowship of the Ring, the Two Towers, Return of the King, whatever. They have them all. And each one of those books was made into a single movie. Except for The Hobbit was made into 3 movies. And so it was just like a cash grab, I felt like. That was just a unnecessary trilogy by like a lot.
I really thought it was like the whole book. I didn't realize going into it. So my expectations are really distorted. And I was like, wow, they're doing a lot of exposition. I kept thinking a lot of exposition. And it's like I want to see how long it is. I just kept thinking it was like the whole movie was exposition, basically. Hobbit.
Oh my.
We'll say movie length, I guess. Yeah, the first one, just under 8 hours for the whole trilogy. But the first one is 2 hours and 50 minutes. That's probably why I hated it.
Yeah.
2 hours and 50 minutes of, are you guys ready for the adventure? We're about to go, like almost 3 hours of just blue balling an adventure.
I do think they were kind of playing to like the real hardos that were like, I want every detail about the lineage of each and every family in just the hobbits. Not even
and I wasn't
the elves.
I went in so blind. I
Yeah.
just thought it would be like Lord of the Rings, where it was like wars and all of the desolation of smog and all that stuff. The armies and none of it. Just none of it.
Yeah,
Just
that first one was.
I'm actually I want to read what the synopsis is. Hit or flop. It was a financial success, but that makes sense because it was a cash grab. Like people, it's got the
And it's
name.
also like, I mean, Lord of the Rings is one of the most successful movie series of all time. So doing like the reboot made sense.
Yeah, yeah. Look at this. It's God. I wish I knew this going into it. Yeah, so The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey follows Bilbo Baggins, a reluctant hobbit recruited by Gandalf and 13 dwarves led by Thorin Oakenshield to reclaim the Lonely Mountain and its treasure from the dragon smog. The journey takes them through dangerous lands. No, it doesn't. They don't go through the dangerous lands, including confrontations with trolls, orcs, golem, where they find the magical ring. But this is all of the movies, I think. Yeah, movies, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Yep. I felt like, I remember the biggest takeaway I had was that was the brand new movie theater we went into. We got free tickets and it was the recliner seats. And it was the first time in a recliner seat.
That
So
was
I
pretty cool.
remember having snacks and like enjoying it overall. But
I
yeah, the
probably
movie itself, I was like, yeah.
could have fallen asleep. I think I could have fallen asleep and had a better experience.
But
I
yeah.
think if I had fallen asleep, with that. But I'll tell you what, I do like, even with that, I think it was just a matter of expectations, which is funny because the title is Unexpected Journey. But
I just went to go see Project Hail Mary
oh,
in
how'd you like
theaters.
that?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it was great. We went, saw it in IMAX, very
Mhm.
fun. And we went, had, it was just Lisa and I went to go check it out. And we went in a little matinee action, which is the best. I
Mhm.
love getting out and it's still light out. You still got some day left.
Mm,
It was like a Saturday. We did brunch in the morning with a little double date action.
love a
Um,
brunch. Love a
uh,
brunch. Love to get
brunch.
social interaction early on, and then you kind of coast the rest of the day.
It's the best. It's the best.
Mm.
And then from there went into the movie. It was great. It was like, if you liked Interstellar, a lot like
Sure.
Interstellar.
Loved
Um,
Interstellar.
and this isn't giving anything away, but kind of like an ET. There's like an extraterrestrial that comes in and is a main character type thing. Yep, there you go. That's a good point. Maybe that's the thumbnail, huh? Maybe. Oh,
You gotta put your finger up.
bang! Minute.
Don't they?
Well, should we do
Don't they put
this?
the finger?
Yeah, minute.
Yeah, that could be it.
Bang.
I don't know.
That could be it. I'll let her know. Minute 58 there. We're really going to just hammer that. But the movie was great. Honestly, I think he's got a shot here for some award. It's going to be tough because
No,
it's the very
really?
beginning of the season. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's
we're not
long.
going to start
Yeah,
talking, like the Oscars just happened. And now
right.
he's at like the beginning. So
He's a
it
year
might,
away. Yeah,
yeah, I do think he's got a shot, though. I think he gets nominated. I don't think he wins, but I think he gets
best actor,
nominated.
like
Yeah,
best lead.
yeah.
Really,
Because he's
really.
in space, it's kind of like, do you remember like Sandra
Clooney did
Bullock
it.
or Clooney?
Yep,
Yeah, there we go,
Clooney
Clooney.
did it.
Where it's
They
like
put McConaughey in space. Yep.
there's not a lot of other characters. You know, he's in space, so it's like it's just a
Mm-hmm.
lot of acting from the Goss Man. I'll tell you what, though, if
There.
there's anyone I want to represent humanity, Goss, he's up there.
Really?
He is up
Yeah.
there. He
Yeah, but Jake, it's like he's a liability in the secondary.
he sure
You know what I
is.
mean?
Did you see him
You got to
on
put.
New Heights? I think we talked about this.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
everybody brings that up. Yeah, that's probably why that
Yeah.
was top of mind for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it was
right.
real NFL players calling him out for a role he
He's
did like 20 years ago. It's great.
It is wild. He's had such a long career that eventually you're gonna have roles that just stick with people. That's like I
Yeah.
always feel bad for. I think Al just sent it in the group. The guy that played in Sandlot. Um, he said, "You're killing me, Smalls." That
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah.
He's like permanently
He
got
does
that face.
he does a
Yeah.
ton of content. Now I've just seen
Yeah.
him. He had came up and I liked one of his things, and now I just see he's constantly pushing stuff out.
But
Um,
how the football players, like you were saying, all bring up that, or people bring up to Ryan Gosling that he's a liability in the secondary.
mhm.
I feel like every comment on that guy's video is "You're killing me, Smalls." God, I love
Yeah,
that movie, The Sandlot. You know, like,
yeah.
and that was got to be over 20 years ago, right? Over
Longer
maybe even
than that,
longer,
like
30
30,
years.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
90s,
yeah,
90s
yeah.
maybe.
I think so. Yeah.
Look it up.
So he's got to be probably in his like 40s then, because he was like a kid, obviously, kid actor.
93, dude. It's as old as we are. It's 32 years old.
Look at that. I always get so tripped out because it's a period piece about like the 50s, right?
Oh,
So
that's
like
right.
so
Yeah, yeah, it
it's
does seem older.
distorting because it's like there's nothing in the film to give away the time besides like the
Mm-hmm.
cinematography. So it's just kind of
Right.
like this could be uh quite a wide range. But yeah, it's not like
That could use a
Transformers or
reboot.
something.
I mean, I know how, like, you know how, like, every movie now is like it's like a reboot or something. So The Sandlot 2 came out in 2005. So that's
Hmm.
12 years later. I think we're due for a Sandlot 3 now. You know what
Yeah,
I
it's been
mean?
20 years since the sequel. And
Yeah, and I'll be honest,
that
I
actor
didn't
could
even
be like a little cameo action, you know?
100%. They could get a lot of the cast back, and they're like
Yeah.
the neighbors, in the
Maybe they're the
neighborhood.
parents or something where it's like a neighborhood party and there's like a parent cookout like scene and they're all grilling or
Mhm.
something.
Have you read Mitch Barr's second book, or the
I
screen?
started. I'm about a couple chapters in,
I'm
but
about the same, but it's kind of like a Sandlot feel, right?
it
Like he's got
is.
like a
He's
Sandlot.
moving. He's playing football with the guys, the neighborhood kids. It
Yeah,
is.
I love it. He could write the screenplay. Mitch, you could write the screenplay. Do it. Write Sandlot
Do it,
3. I
buddy.
think
You got
just
it.
just embed,
You
embed
got
some
it.
of your story into it. I think it'd be perfect. Grittier, but you got the IP with Sandlot 3, so you can sell that to a production company. It's
That's
got a
right.
built-in audience.
That's right.
I would watch that. I would love to watch. I got to go back to the movies. We've been talking about this. We've been circling around this a lot. I feel like we've been talking about this a lot. Got to go back to the movies. We talked about this with Frank at lunch. You got to go. We got to go
Look,
back to the
you know what? I
movies.
didn't get to bring this up in that conversation, but a talking point I was
Jake.
going to hit had we
Yeah,
had the time and attention towards the topic. Coming from LA, it is such a central, like, it's probably closer to the East Coast in the way they talk about sports, where it's like
yeah.
everyone just kind of starts there, is like, hey, what are you watching? And then you kind of
Hmm.
go into your, small talk or whatever there. But it's funny because I came back here and everyone's kind of like, oh, yeah, movies. I was just like,
Yeah,
okay, all right. So,
yeah.
all right, this won't be a big hit, I guess.
Yeah, that is a
But
funny
like,
cultural difference. Yeah, it is like their
yeah.
sports. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, it's also like you're going to the mecca of movie making in the world,
Hmm.
right? Where it's like I was
Yeah,
just used to seeing billboards everywhere,
yeah,
trailers constantly. It's like
yeah.
you got all this different stuff trying to get you to go watch and stream and all this type of thing. And so the
Boutique
whole,
movie theaters. There's like
yep,
little movie theaters and big commercial ones. It's like a lot
mm-hmm,
of different options too for
yep.
movies.
You've got IMAX. You've got the like. I mean, you could go to Hollywood. You could go to the Chinese theater. We went to the Chinese theater
Yeah.
to go see Dune. That was awesome.
Which
That was
one? First
incredible.
one? Second one?
I think the second
Yeah.
one, Dune 2.
Yeah.
And that's where the Oscars are happen, is the Chinese
Yeah.
theater. And so
Yeah.
it
Jimmy
was
Kimmel films there too, right?
he's across the street.
Oh, well.
Um yeah, yeah, yeah. But like you can like directly across the street. But it's so
Right.
funny. You're going from like all these movies and all this shit, and then people are like, anyway, see the Phillies game? I'm just like,
Yeah. Phil
oh,
suck.
yeah.
Yeah. Go
I'm like,
Birds. Go
yeah,
Birds.
yeah. The
Now
Project
it's
Hail
like,
Mary though, really good.
Jake, you replace that with, what about our offensive coordinator, huh? Isn't he a real sack of shit? Don't we hate our offensive coordinator?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like that's the equivalent talking point.
Yeah, I thought for sure Ryan Gosling as an early Oscar nod was a nice provocative, icebreaker.
Conversation piece.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Thought for sure everyone was going to respond to that. People were like, oh yeah, movies.
Oh yeah.
I think COVID really killed. I think it really came back in LA really strongly, but I think
Hmm.
other places it's just been a slower ride to back to the
Yeah.
movies, especially with streaming. It's just like,
Right. Yeah, it's so much easier to watch, and some of the stuff comes right out. Like the Peaky Blinders movie came out right on Netflix.
yeah,
Like I looked at theaters to go look at it, and you had to go to a small kind of indie. Like I did really travel to go get the regional releases for the Peaky Blinders movie. So it's
yeah.
much easier to just watch it um, in on Netflix on my laptop.
You know what's crazy to me is I remember. Do you remember Hearst Castle in
Yeah,
California?
sure.
Where Hearst Castle, if you're not familiar, is just this castle that, I mean, it's not an actual castle. It's like a big estate mansion that was built in, I want to say, the turn of last century, 18 into early 1900s, like early 1900s, where it was a media mogul who
Hmm.
he was at the time the newspapers were the big media outlet and they owned a portion of it. They owned a big media outlet and they built this huge mansion and estate where they have all these rolling hills, all of these all the amazing amenities you could imagine for the time they had. They had at one point a private zoo. They had
Hmm.
zebra, they had lions, they had even polar bears. You could
Indoor
see,
pool, outdoor pool,
yeah,
like.
they had the indoor pool with which was plated with gold. And then they
Mhm.
also had inside there's speculation that they had this big dining hall area, which apparently some of the movie maker, this sounds like BS, but one of the tour guides said that Hogwarts, the dining hall in Hogwarts, was loosely based off of the way this dining hall was set up with this long table and surrounding stuff. Anyway, picture that. All this to say, one of the huge key features was this guy in media would invite movie stars, he would invite celebrities, he would invite athletes, and they would all kind of come, congregate, and they would all kind of come there. And one of the things he could do that no one could do was he would be able to fly in and have private movie viewings in his theater. And I say all of this to say now for $9.99 a month with Netflix,
Yeah.
you can do the
Yeah.
same thing. You don't have to build a giant mansion in the middle of the Central Coast. You're able to just do the streaming thing, which unfortunately takes away a little bit of the glimmer that it once had, the
It says here, I'm
cachet.
looking at Wikipedia of the Hearst home, and
Mm-hmm.
it says guests were generally left to their own devices where they
Yeah,
could go horse riding, shooting, swimming, golf, croquet, and tennis were all available at the estate, which is
yeah.
pretty wild.
And they also had Tapper. Yeah, it was built between 1919 and 1947. The Roaring Twenties throughout two world wars, doing okay.
Collection, a collection of
Medieval,
everything so big, period. So a collection of everything so big, it had enough paintings, pictures, statues, and stones that could fill 10 museums,
yeah.
it says, which
It's
is,
basically like a giant museum.
there's like an
That's
eccentric billionaire that was like, I'm going to put
yeah,
all this cool shit in one place for a
yeah,
bunch of parties, and uh, people can come and hang out, basically.
yeah.
Wow.
There are a few rooms that are incredible because they're massive ceilings. They're probably 30 feet, 40 feet high or whatever, but all of it, all of the walls are all just tapestries of
Yeah.
all this crazy artwork. next to these massive tapestries. And I believe the one guy, because I think it was like railroad money as well as the media money, and that's how the family kind of came across this.
Yeah.
And I believe it was the dad, but then one of the kids ended up like almost doing like a study abroad, which is why they have this immense collection and like interest in medieval revival art or whatever.
So, Jake,
But
some of the guests, it says the Hollywood and political elite often visited 1920 to 1930s. Among some of Hearst's guests were Calvin Coolidge, Winston Churchill, Charlie Chaplin, Cary
mm-hmm,
Grant, the Marx Brothers, Jean Harlow, Clark Gable,
mm-hmm.
which is pretty wild. And it says they got rocked in the Great Depression. It looks like the debts totaled 126 million in 1930.
What for
So,
that family or for them or for the
so
estate?
by the late 1930s, the Great Depression and Hearst's profligacy had brought him to the brink of financial ruin. Debts total 126 million. He was compelled to concede the financial control of the Hearst Corporation. Newspapers and radio stations were all sold. Much of his art collection was dispersed in a series of sales after, or often considerably less than he paid for. So he lost a lot of money. Hearst railed against his losses, and it looks like
I don't know if I
prestige and
realized that.
confidence. So they
Yeah, wow.
greatly cheapen them all. And so it looks like when you tour it today, it doesn't have what it once had in its heyday, basically.
And you know what I'm just looking up to? The early start, George Hearst, he was a part of the California Gold Rush. As he was 30 years old, he hit the gold rush. So that was another, I mean, talk about just boom, bust, just like what a roller coaster of like a family lineage of like they hit it big, they go
Mm-hmm.
up, and then the depression just wipes it all out. That's crazy.
It is kind of wild that, that old saying, it's like what you own eventually owns you. You know what I mean? Where the
Interesting.
maintenance of all of that sounds like a real hassle as well. Like,
Yeah.
and running that type of estate
Oh
seems
my God.
incredibly expensive.
One
All the
of
people you have to hire and all that stuff.
It's so cool to see that. One of the cool things is when the zoo got dispersed, some of the animals stayed. So as of today, you can still see zebras running on the
Yeah.
grounds. They have like they're on their like I don't know third generation of zebra family that's like still running around the central coast of California. And I think they also did a lot of buffalo, I want to say at one point. I don't know if those are still there, but um oh my
It's
gosh.
interesting. It looks like, so that the historical or the cultural impact is that it was actually in Stanley Kubrick's 1960 film Spartacus, which is like a film classic.
Mm,
But they used the castle in some of the scenes, so
mm.
they used it as a
I know that
place.
outdoor pool was used on magazine covers. Quite there was like
Mm,
a couple of different like massive photo shoots of like a rock star or something being
yeah.
by that pool with like it looks like the Parthenon or something behind it, like is like
Yep.
the I can't remember the magazine specifically, but it was featured on like it was like Rolling Stones or something like that.
Oh, it
Um,
looks like, so the most recent use that I see here is that Lady Gaga used it in a music video in 2014.
mm,
So, and so she used those pools, the Neptune and Roman pools that you're saying, the Roman
yeah,
pools that you're saying.
pretty pretty rad stuff. But yeah, the movie business is dying anyway. Oh my
It's
gosh.
eroding.
It's eroding. Well, brother, I don't know if I have too much. I think this is gonna be a shorty. We talked about that, but
Yeah, but
I
that's
think I hit
cool. It's getting
most of the
dark.
things I wanted to.
Getting dark here now. I might watch, dude, I'm gonna watch a little Palm Royale. Have you, no, you got it. You're in Peaky Blinders now, right?
Yeah, moving to
What's your
peaks,
nose?
little peaks. No, I
What
wasn't
did you,
sure. palm. No. I was like,
I've
nah.
mentioned it now, I think, on the last 2 episodes prior to this as well. So I keep bringing it up because that's kind of been my show right
I
now.
think Lisa might have tossed it on, or maybe it was just I'm just remembering you talking about it the other day.
She
That
did
might have
say
been it.
she expressed interest when I was over there.
Yeah,
I had brought it up, and she's like, "Ooh, that's on my list."
she's
She
watching the show
said,
Paradise. Have you heard of this? I think she told you about it,
no,
but
what's this?
I kind of just see it in the background. It's kind of like a see. You'll have to ask her if you want more details, but it's kind of like Silo a little bit, where there's like an event that happens, and you're kind of figuring out what dystopian thing happened to get to the place that we're at and what the
Mm,
consequences are and that type of thing. But yeah, it seemed she likes it. She said it's pretty good, pretty compelling.
yeah.
So pretty solid there. I'm just
What are you gonna do?
jazzed for
What are you gonna do?
Survivor.
You're gonna dive into a franchise, Jake? Is that what you're gonna do when we get off here? You can
What do
do
you
it.
think, Alex? Do you think I should actually touch it? I was thinking maybe just a thing that when we get together, you and I,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know what I
However you
mean?
want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. It is set up right now, but it hasn't been launched. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like we
It's
set
in a
up the
soft launch.
spaceship,
Mm-hmm.
but we,
We're
we
just
haven't actually
we're
launched it
still
yet.
yeah. And wait till we do, Alex, because I got some tips and tricks I think you'll be excited for.
For you listeners, we did a fantasy franchise, and we got a lot of rookies on the team, and we made sure that
We
the
should
development was accelerated, and that's how we kind of
yeah.
fudged the settings so that we could really, really have a fun playthrough. Years 2 and 3, I think, are going to really explode.
Oh yeah.
Um,
And we
yeah.
also maybe Alex, if there's an interest and people should chat about it, maybe we stream it as well. That could be kind of fun.
Yeah,
If we
let
do
us
a
know if you
little
want to see us do any kind of gaming content. Any games
yeah.
you want to, see your favorite podcasters kind of
Because
stream
maybe we do a
along,
little offshoot. Maybe we do a little like gaming on the YouTube channel or something. And we kind of
I
just
think
do
we could
like it
do
lives
that.
there. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's like how TNT used to be for drama, right? And for our
Yeah.
YouTube is for gaming. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of
That's
our thing.
right. I mean, we're in
Yeah.
prime time right now, Alex. We are in the heat of the off season for football. And
Hmm.
that's our bread and
Hmm.
butter.
Yep.
So I feel like if there's going to be a time, it's going to be right around now. So I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll gauge the interest. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Please. We love you. Thank you very much. This has been, hey, love you. See ya.